guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. So obviously you guys, I know you guys are waiting for like me to explain my whole relationship, and it's a lot. It's gonna be a long video because there was just a lot that happened and it was like kind of crazy. But right now, obviously there's some like real world events going on right now. So like obviously there's a hurricane Milton, and Florida just finished dealing with Hurricane Helene, I think it is. Yeah. And it's so sad, like honestly, like it's scary. Like it's scary that they just dealt with that and like back to back have to deal with it again, and it's like so crazy to see. I'm in Canada, so like there's no hurricane going on, but just like everybody's talking about this, right? Like people that aren't even in Florida are like scared for them because it's so scary, you can't do anything. And it's like, I'm not even there and I feel like worried for them. So it's like so terrified to see like everything and how it's playing out, right? So apparently it's supposed to hit like today, Wednesday, at like 7 or 8 p.m. It's gonna make landfall, which is scary because like a lot of people can't get out, can't leave, because they basically said if you stay you're gonna die.
Helene was a wake-up call. This is literally catastrophic, and I can say without any dramatization whatsoever, if you choose to stay in one of those evacuation areas, you're going to die.
Wow. I mean, that is an incredibly blunt message, and I know you have a lot of experience dealing with these storms. You don't say something like that lightly, Mayor.
I've never said that. And 10 to 12 foot surge. I mean, if this takes a jog to the south, that's going to save us from the storm surge. But it stays on the track that it's projected to be on right now, or if it goes a bit north, would be even worse. Some of the predictions are saying that Pinellas County, to the south of us, the entire county is going to be underwater. So this is something that I have never seen in my life. And I can tell you that anyone who was born and raised in the Tampa Bay area has never seen anything like this before. People need to get out.
Like so straight up, so to the point, which is like, good that they were straight up to the point, because like, they need people to leave and get out at like any means possible. But there's some people that really can't leave, or like have disabilities where they can't even like move or leave easily. They don't have family, like they don't have anything, they don't have resources. Apparently they're only giving them $780, 700 something dollars to like whatever, and they have to pay it back, which is like so crazy. Like that's not enough. Like there's people's houses floating in the floods. Like I just been looking at videos and like seeing it all on TikTok because I'm so like worried for them. Like it's just so crazy. Like it's so crazy. I feel bad for the people like in Florida and just everyone affected. Just like makes you realize, like all this just makes me realize like how not important the little things are. Like with me and my whole like relationship issues going on, like that's not even important. Like when, like at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, it doesn't even matter. Like there's people going through like real world issues right now, and my little relationship bullshit story of like, oh, I'm dealing with a toxic relationship, like what is that? Like, I mean, yeah, it sucks, but it's just like, it's not even comparable. That's why I'm like, always will stay positive, like through no matter what, pretty much most situations, because at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter. Like there's real world issues going on right now. So, yeah, all we can do is like pray for them. And like, you guys, I seen this guy in a boat. Like I don't know if you guys seen him, but his name's like Lieutenant Dan. I think it's Lieutenant Dan. Let me check. So it's Lieutenant Dan, and he was gonna ride out the hurricane, you guys, through the storm.
Social Security cut my Social Security check off in June, said I'm no longer disabled. I don't know what that means. So they cut my check off. Now I have no income. So if I lose this boat, then I'm back on the street again, and I'm not going to do that.
Jay already refused to abandon ship during Hurricane Helene. How high did the water get during Helene?
It got to about an inch below the top of the pillar, or the pylon right there.
What was that experience like?
I slept through it.
Through this storm, okay, on this little tiny ass boat And I was like, oh my gosh, like that is crazy. Like I was like, for sure he's gonna be done. But apparently he wrote out Helene. That's why he thinks he's gonna be okay during like Hurricane Milton, because he did that through Helene. And this guy is funny because like they were interviewing him and they're like, so like how did you deal with the first one? He was like, I slept through it. Like on his boat. And then he kept like bringing up the stories of the Bible, like how like, you know, Jonah survived, or not Jonah. Jonah's the one that got swallowed by the whale. Which one built the ark? Noah. Duh. Oh my god, Noah's Ark. Like, oh my gosh, slow. But yeah, they're like Noah's Ark. You know, he built a boat and he had his animals and he survived. Like he's like, I got God and I'll be good. And I'm like, I love his faith. Like I love his faith in God. Like honestly, God will surprise you. So I hope he's good.
Going anywhere? You tell me. Well, tell me why.
5 years ago, God put on my heart Tampa Bay and get a boat. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm here for God. He told me to be here, so I'm here.
Are you not anxious? People are being told that to stay here is to face the prospect of death.
I'm in a boat, and there's water coming in. I'm going to go up with the water, and when the water goes out, I'm going to go down. As long as I keep the water out of the inside of my boat, I'll be fine.
And you sat through and stayed here through Hurricane Helene, which itself was a deadly storm.
That was last week. I did the same thing I'm doing right now. The wind came out of the west over here, pushed me to the east, so I was over the water, and I just watched it go up. I went to sleep at 12:30. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
And I suppose the danger is that the boat gets battered against this harbour wall or gets swept away.
Because it's got I'm worried about it getting scratched up. That's it. I mean, that's the worst that's going to happen. So every day it'll be all right.
Reading the comments, and there was a guy, and he was telling a story in the Bible how there was a flood coming, and the guy, after the flood happened, he was like, God, why didn't you save me and everything? And he said, I sent 3 people and you didn't come. What are you going to say to that comment?
Somebody made that same exact thing to me this morning. God sent me here. He sent me here. He told me to come here. He told me to be right here for this. So I'm doing what he told me to do. So I know he didn't send nobody to get me out of here. And anybody that tries to get me out of here, they're not of God, because God told me that this is where I'm supposed to be. And that's why I'm doing it. So.
And you're not worried at all, and everything's going to be all right?
I'm not worried, because my life, this is nothing compared to what I've been through, so this doesn't scare me. This is not even a minor inconvenience, because all that's going to happen is everybody's going to get wet, but I'm going to be fine because I'm in a boat that floats. Again, the water's on the outside. Now the wind, yes, the wind's going to pick up, but my anchor is tied to the dock. I'm not going to go anywhere.
You got this.
So it's all going to be good. I'm going to be fine.
All right, man.
God got
Everyone's
my
praying
back.
for you.
They raised $19,000 for him so far, so it's like I think he could leave now, and people are like confused as if he left, if he didn't leave. Like I don't know, but my prayers really go out to him because he was done so dirty. Like he was in the military, I think, and he like lost his leg. Like he doesn't have a leg, and they cut off his like disability check or whatever, and they were like, yeah, you're no longer disabled, but he's missing a leg, you guys. Like this guy is so strong, so crazy. So like just prayers out to him. Like these moments really show you like things do not matter. Like my little shit going on in my life, any little like problems you have going on with school or whatever you got going on, like it's just uncomparable. Like it doesn't even matter, you know, it doesn't even matter. So yeah, my prayers are with them during this time, and you know, they said that this is going to be one of the worst ones ever, so that's scary. The water is going to be like 15 feet high. Like that is insane.
Catches you by surprise, it's too late to evacuate. Cars are floating around and floating away. There's large objects in here that could knock things down with a battering ram-like force. Now there's no way, again, to evacuate with this kind of storm surge. But we know there's going to be places with more than 3 feet. Imagine 6 feet of storm surge. Now this completely floods out the first floors of homes and businesses, and the only way to escape that is to move to the higher floor of a building. Now unfortunately, there are going to be places that get more than 6 feet of storm surge flooding. Imagine this, 9 feet and even beyond of flooding, of inundation. This is practically not survivable. So please, follow the advice of your local officials when they ask you to evacuate. And if you have any questions about what evacuation zone you're in, If you need to go and or where you need to go to floridadisaster.org. And by all means, everybody, please stay safe.
So I don't know, like, I don't know exactly where all my followers are from, but I know a lot of you guys are in America. So hopefully, like, you guys are all safe and not by Florida, hopefully. But, you know, if you are, that you were able to get out, and if not, that, you know, God's with you and whatever happens is meant to happen and you'll all be okay. So yeah, you guys, just make sure you are just thankful for what you have. And, you know, even if you think you have it bad or going through something, like, you know, someone's always having it worse, you know, like, you'll be okay. So yeah, I will be making, obviously, my toxic relationship video. Like, that will eventually be explained. It's just a lot. It's a lot to deal with, like, because I feel like I can't say one part without telling one part, so it's just gonna end up being long. But whatever, the ones that want to hear will watch it. And yeah, so with that being said, I'll see you in the next video, you guys.